Hey everyone, first a massive shout out. Thank you for the amazing turnout yesterday on the stream. It was awesome. We had an amazing time. But today we've got even more news, especially one following on from the whole Jez Corden thing. This one should finally put the nail in the coffin and end the rumors entirely. And hopefully everything should go back to normal. And this opinion piece that everyone is calling insider leaks will finally come to an end. I did try to clarify that yesterday in my stream and also in my previous video. But we actually have, communication from Stein, who is the social media manager at Xbox. And well, this is what he had to say. A timely reminder, many accounts people here will monetize off your clicks. So he's basically accusing people of fake engagement farming. Shares, comments, good and bad, and will be encouraged to post the most believable, sensational bait content or rumors. And my friend's brother, whose stepdad leaked this, insider takes to get you to engage. Essentially what he's trying to say here is quite simple. Jez Corden spoke about something in his Discord. Someone decided to take that, put it in a form that looks like a leak, post it to the internet as a leak, and say that an insider confirmed it and leaked it, and this is the information, and the internet ran wild with it, and all these publications that have actually reported on this should actually be, ashamed of themselves for not even fact-checking their information and running with it, and should actually issue an apology to Jez Corden. But obviously we know, they're not big enough to actually do that, because that would admit that they are actually engagement farming and actually don't know what they're reporting about. And the first bit of Xbox hate news that they get, they have to report on like rabid dogs in order to get it out there for those extra sweet clicks. That is essentially what Stein here is saying. So he's basically debunking everything that's been said. None of what he's said is factual. It's an opinion piece. Whether it comes to pass or not is another matter. But the reality is we can say a bunch of things like PlayStation games going day and date. I mean, realistically, it's a really good educated prediction. If it happens, then I'm the best insider there is because I've predicted it so early, right? But if it doesn't, well, it was just an opinion, right? So at the end of the day, I think that this should finally nip the thing in the bud. And that's it. Hopefully we can move on from that and this drama for the whole Xbox and games full slate going can finally come to an end. And those PlayStation fans that were going absolutely crazy can now finally go back into their stables with their heads held low, eating their hay, and trying to, sol themselves for the year ahead where there's pretty much nothing coming outside of course, more remakes, because that's what all PlayStation fans need, right? Those remakes are what makes it so sweet. And I've heard there's roughly about 30, 40 remakes in the pipeline right now. And I've heard that from a good, reliable source. And man, that number from what I'm hearing is getting bigger as Sony is looking to capitalize and make bank on these remasters, remakes, to try and recoup money and just make more profit, as their numbers just aren't doing well. So take that as you will, but at least now the Hooves will have something to celebrate and, talk about, because their remaster PS5 is finally getting another remake. And to make matters worse, they're actually removing Horizon Zero Dawn from PS Plus Extra and making sure that you can no longer get that version and will have to go and buy it in the shops on physical or buy it digitally in order to be able to get it, because they don't want you getting access to that version, because then that would give you less reason to buy this version. Pretty awesome stuff, hey? What can I say? But on to more better news, we've got Helljumpers, which is basically a Helldivers 2 mode for Halo Infinite. This is going to be a new mode done in Forge that you can play, whether it'll actually go into the full playlist, because, 343 like that, where the community gets together, makes a nice mode or a new map, and if it's good and has enough upvotes and well received by the community, they eventually actually put it into the playlist or actually integrate it as a play mode. I really like this idea because sometimes during the old Halos, Forge was pretty much where everyone went. That's where the best creations were made, because they're made by the players for the players. It's cool getting the developers to make some stuff and make maps, but sometimes you just need that bit of saz on the maps, and you get that with the player-driven maps. And hopefully this is going to be fun. Of course, the PlayStation fans have gone rampant saying Xbox has run out of creative ideas. The problem here is that it's not Xbox or 343 doing this, it's the community, which makes them look even dumber. So once again, just like the Jez Corden situation, the hooves will go back into their stables and try to come up with another plan to fixate on and try to, demean Xbox. But until then, enjoy this coming in June. Alright, the next piece of news is Helldivers 2. Helldivers, an important message from our partner PlayStation about account linking for PC players and its significance in providing player safety features. Essentially, this whole thing is designed to capture cheaters according to the social team and help them ban players that are being bad actors. This will help them in that way by connecting it to PlayStation. But this is actually, well, the only weird thing about this is the fact that it's coming so late, but they did say, if you read this, that essentially it is coming this late because the fact that they had bugs to fix, no pun intended, and it took a while. The game released with issues, so they fixed the issues. Now that those issues are fixed, this comes in. Now, this is a free account to PSN that you need to create, so it's not like you have to pay anything, and eventually all your games, Sony games, are going to require a PSN login. Are PC players now saying that any new PSN game coming along, they're not going to have a PSN account? I mean, Ghost of Tsushima likely will have requirements to sign in with PSN because it collects trophies. So are they not going to play Ghost of Tsushima? But like I said, this is crazy. I don't have a PlayStation, so I guess I can't play Helldivers anymore. Or you could just create a free account, right? I assure you, no harm will come to you as a person by creating a new account. And if you're that worried, don't put your details in. Create a dummy account. It really doesn't matter. Just create one. V says he doesn't want to support Sony in any way, but they supported them by giving them money for the game. I mean, the mental gymnastics here is quite small. Sony gets a much smaller share if it's bought on Steam Store, so they get 70% instead of 100% if it's bought from the PlayStation Store. I get that. But a much smaller, I mean, they're still getting 70%, right? But this continues quite a bit all the way down, and it doesn't really stop. And, people are upset. But my question is, will they actually keep playing the game? Will they create those accounts? Will the goalposts by the PC players be moved? Because eventually, now it's PSN, next it's the launcher. From we don't use any other launcher, that's where games go to die, will it now be, okay, we will accept the PlayStation launcher? Will their hypocrisy reach new levels? Are they literally going to go down that route and put egg on their face? I am very intrigued by this because clearly this is going to be a very, very interesting thing to watch, to see how the PC master race with Steam, only as a launcher, because we know about Alan Wake and how they refused to buy Alan Wake because Epic funded the game and wanted the game on their platform. No one else was picking it up. Microsoft refused to fund it, which was stupid, by the way. Alan Wake is a very good game, and Alan Wake, Microsoft should have taken that on board and funded it, and maybe we could have even seen a Quantum Break 2 as well after that, which would have been interesting. But that relationship between Remedy could have been rejuvenated, and it's a shame that Microsoft turned it down. So Epic stepped in, and it's their right to actually make it exclusive, just like Sony moved in and got an investor to help them pay for Stellar Blade. It's their right to make it exclusive to the PS5. So this is Epic's right, but no one on Steam decided that they're going to buy it. It's a shame Alan Wake hasn't made the money it wanted to make, and it still hasn't, recovered its costs. But the developers, Remedy are hopeful that they are going to do that. They are on track with their kind of fiscal roadmap to actually recover their costs, and so far there's no alarm bells ringing. But Epic is big enough anyway to soak up anything, and the game was great. But the bottom line is, they refuse to play an amazing game. So are they going to now move those goalposts when it comes to Sony? Are PC players going to succumb to Sony, or are they literally now going to boycott Helldivers 2 and let it sink? Are they going to sign up to PSN and then move over to the PS launcher? Is this something they're going to do, chat? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm genuinely intrigued by this because there's a lot of things here. I'm on PC. Why should I obey what Sony wants me to do? This is not liberty. This is a massive L. This is the only account that requires it, and there'll be more. You can bet you won't. And you'll issue refunds for those who don't, right? No, they won't. They are not going to issue any refunds because, believe it or not, somewhere in the EULA that you clicked next that you didn't read, it's probably there. It's probably there. There goes me ever getting Helldivers. I mean, you'd never had any intention of getting Helldivers anyway. I mean, if you don't have it by now, you've got no intention of getting it. I mean, the game released at a discounted price as well, so basically, if you break terms of service on Steam, they can also ban your PSN. Essentially, yeah, I'm guessing so, yeah. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. You need to be a goody-goody boy now. If it's not linked, disable crossplay, they're not going to do that. They want your details. I mean, people were talking about they don't want to be doxxed, yet they're willing to give their details to Apple, Google, everyone else that is pretty much out there. That's a weak argument for me. Sony being hacked was another one that they were saying, and, you know, I get that as well, but, you know, it is what it is, and unfortunately, this is happening. So if you do have it, you do have a hard deadline. As of May 6th, all new Helldivers 2 players on Steam will be required to connect their Steam account to a PlayStation Network account. Current players on Steam will start to see the mandatory login by May 30th and will be required to have a Steam and PlayStation Network account by June 4th. PlayStation Network accounts are free and easy to set up using this link. So there you have it. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this plays out. Will the game that everyone prophesies as the best-selling game and all of this, will they actually decide that the game is worth them having another app on their PC? Is it worth it? And on top of that, you know that it's going to eventually the games are going to go to the PS launcher. So just like with the Ubisoft and EA games, when you launch a game through Steam, it's going to launch the PlayStation app for you to be able to download the game. Are they going to do that? Find out in the eventual episode. But apparently, Sony is going one step further. They're not just censoring anime and video games anymore. They're actually censoring art books as well. Due to the differing platform publishing policies, the art book included in the physical limited edition for PlayStation 4 will be printed with graphic modifications to 2 pages, while the art book included in the physical limited edition for the Nintendo Switch will be printed without the modifications. So if you want the uncensored version of this art book, go with the Nintendo Switch version. If you want the censored version of this art book, go with the PlayStation 4 version. The choice is yours. But it seems that they're not content with censoring video games and anime. They are now full-on content with censoring art books as well. I mean, it's an art book. Why are you censoring an art book? Anyway, that's the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that discussion, and I will see you in the next one. As always, remain legend.